love my Kool-Aid, but with plastic straws. I'm the real Shredder.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles of a Half Shell, Turtle Power. That's how it goes.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go! Haha, I made another funny. Well, guys, what can we say? You saw the thumbnail. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles time. It's time to rank these, ain't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of y'all might be mad at us.
No, I don't think they're gonna be. I don't think they're gonna be mad at us about this ranking because not a lot of people, I think, really understand the movies. Like, the movies aren't as good as the shows. The shows, they get time. They link their stuff out very well. The movies just rush through everything. It's like, we have to get it done in this movie so that we can make no more. You know?
Yeah, like Turtles Forever and the other one.
Yeah, anyways.
TMNT.
But anyways, you know, me personally, I don't think any of these movies are actually good movies. But there's like just some in our childhood that we really like, obviously. And going back and rewatching them was a lot of fun. So,
yeah.
Anything else we gotta say before we just start, guys?
No.
No? Okay. Coming in at our number 7 is something that when we both did our separate rankings, we both agreed on was the worst.
Was Turtles 3, Turtles in Time.
Yeah, this movie, it's pretty much as bad as you think it is. The Turtles, they're not as funny as in the last movie. They're not as even action-packed as in the last movie. So much is just lame to the Turtles. Like, the way they look, the way they speak, the way they act. Even the time travel premise. And I love, like, the time travel premise. They've done this perfectly many of other times. But usually it's worked in as Donnie creates a time machine or... I'm making a video. No.
Video bomb!
But, you know, can you at least say
The
Ninja
name.
Turtles?
What? Ninja Turtles!
We're ranking the movies.
Turtle Power! Oh, I see it. Turtle Power.
Okay, yes, get the camera.
Nah!
Okay, guys.
So, one thing I didn't like about it was the name.
What?
The name.
Well,
Because
Turtles...
Turtles Through Time would have been a better name for it. Wouldn't you agree?
Mason, people just use the expression of Turtles in Time. It's not really an actual subtitle to the actual movie.
Yeah, I know, but it feels like it to me.
Can you talk about the movie and not its name? But anyways, this movie, the villains to me, like, the movie tries to make them very distinct and different from Shredder and the Foot Clan, and that to me just feels wrong. Like, there's so much talk about death and curse and just so much of that is brought up in this movie, and it's the darkest, yet it also tries to feel like the most kindest of all of them, and it doesn't mesh well. And plus, there's just nothing distinct about this movie, you know? Like, I mean, I guess one thing I could say good about it is, like, the characters in this one are better defined than in the last movie. They're at least themselves. Whereas, in, like, the last two movies, I thought Donnie was just Mikey. Like, but, I mean, you know...
Yeah, like in that first movie.
Yeah, that...
Donnie's skateboarding.
Yeah, I mean, Donnie skateboard, but we'll get to that, blah, blah, blah. Anything you have to say about this movie? Because I'm drawing on blanks somewhat.
No.
Yeah. The story and the premise, it feels very cheap. Like, this movie feels like we didn't have the good enough budget, so we have to tell this time travel piece and go back in time and use these stupid sets that we built. And, I mean, I guess they look good. It's China, but I don't know. It always doesn't feel right to me because they're not in New York. Like, they're in New York, but they're only in their sewers. And then, I mean, Splinter does nothing because the effects in this movie are so bad. Like, you know, Splinter, he looks fake in this one, you know? Even though he looks the same. Like, you didn't notice that?
No. But I just realized this.
What?
You know how whenever they went back in time, the four men came back?
Yeah.
Then what were they wearing after that? I know that one was wearing the
underwear, yeah. But
yeah.
no, they were wearing some kind of soup thing. I think that the movie just created up as just a way not to make them make it. No, I mean, and the characters, you know, oh yeah, like, Casey, you know, he comes back in this one. What does he do? He plays hockey with these stupid guys. And they quickly adapt to our culture by eating junk food and watching TV. And Casey's other role in this one, the actor who plays him, plays some stupid guy that you barely even remember, and you think that he's a good guy, but then he betrays them, and then at the end of the movie, he's back on their team, and he's just a bad character. I don't know why he came back for this one. He should have came back for the second one, but he didn't. You don't have anything to say about this movie?
No.
Yeah, just a bad movie. It's not. I don't even think any kids would really enjoy it. I mean, they probably would, but I mean, I guess it's not the Savannah TV show, right? With the girl Ninja Turtle.
Oh yeah, Venus.
Yeah. Is that even? That's not even a Renaissance person's name. How dare they?
I will look that up later.
Okay, but yeah, that's about it. That's our number 7. Number 7. Our number 6 pick is one that I think you had ranked very high, right?
Which one was it?
Okay, our number 6, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 2014. You had this one ranked very high.
I think
I did not. I think we both mutually agreed that this one would not be the last one, but because of all the other films we liked, it should be at number 6.
Yeah.
This movie, it does a lot of good things right. It reboots the characters perfectly. Splinter, Mikey, Raph, Donnie, Leo, they're perfect. Voice casting, perfect.
But
April is even best in this one. I think Megan Fox plays her character perfectly.
But the downfall is...
and no, like, the plot and the premise, it feels real. This movie feels real. Like, this movie had a real good chance to actually be something, but because they didn't try to be like the first movie and really sell us on this idea of turtles with ninjas and stuff, and they tried to go, hey, let's make it an action blockbuster. Let's have the Shredder be some random stupid idiot. Be some random ninja guy that says, stupid little girl. And, you know, Eric Sachs is a character that I don't care for. He was not needed in this movie. And he was meant to be the Shredder. There's a lot wrong with this movie, you know?
What part did he play?
He was the son of the Shredder. He was a scientist who wanted the mutagen so that he could kill everyone and make money, because that's always their plots. As
okay.
You know, and I don't hate this movie. I definitely like rewatching this movie because it sets me in a universe that I like with the Turtles. But that's another thing with the Turtles. Like, I love their designs. I think it's great. But fix their faces, because that just looks awful. And it definitely doesn't make me feel any better when these characters were meant to be aliens. You remember that? Michael Bay wanted them to be aliens.
Michael Bay, how dare you? You were about to ruin that franchise.
And then, you know, the movie, it's got some of the best action in it. I cannot believe the action in this, but they try to differ so much from being a Turtles movie to just being a fun superhero action blockbuster movie that it just doesn't feel right in the franchise, and I think we can all agree that that's just not cool.
Yeah, only if we have links descriptions to how it should have happened.
Yeah. Anyways, you know, also, the origins of the Turtles in this one, like, I mean, okay, April saves them, yeah, they get the mutagen, blah, blah, blah. But how they learn Kung Fu, I mean, how they learn ninjutsu and stuff is that they read it from a book. Who taught them how to read? Like, that's a major plot point for me in this movie. It's just, oh my gosh. But you could sit back, watch this one with your kids. You'd love it. Also, the elevator scene.
Yes, that was the best part of the movie.
That is the best part of this movie. Skip
Yes.
everything and just watch the elevator scene on loop.
What?
You messed up the camera.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, just watch the elevator scene. Okay, now, what did we say our number 5 was? I think
Turtles Forever.
Yeah, Turtles Forever. This is the TV, I think,
This was the 2003 version
of the show, and
Yeah.
they did like a
crossover event
TV
with the 80s.
80s Ninja Turtles, and you know,
It was pretty good.
it's a pretty good movie. I like it. I think it's the one movie that definitely shows true to the characters of the Turtles and their world and everything, and builds around that perfectly with family and their meanings and their motives, and it's definitely a movie that definitely is meant for Ninja Turtle fans only, and not for general audiences as well. You know, and that's a problem that I kind of had with this movie, is that a lot of movies are inside jokes that I still didn't even get after watching it. I had to go back, and I heard some jokes, and I had to go back and learn some stuff again, and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty funny, you know? That kind of takes you out of the movie. But another thing for me is that it's kind of hard for me to count this as a real movie, you know, when it's a television movie, and it doesn't really feel like a global kind of scale, really. It doesn't really feel like it's real world, like, you know, it's a cartoon and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's based off of stuff. And that kind of thing.
Well,
And, you know, it's animated too, so yeah.
Well, there was that scene where Shredder was,
Big.
oh, no, not big, but, was in the room of the Turtles and showed them the multiverse.
Yeah,
That part-
that's a pretty good scene.
Yeah, because
I
it
love what they
showed
do with like the
so
whole,
many other
I love what they
ones.
do with the whole multiverse scenes and taking the 80s characters and re-showing them, and like, it's time to save April. We save April at least once or 2 episodes. Then we realize, oh yeah, you broke the fourth wall there.
Yeah,
Mikey does that a lot.
Raph breaks.
Oh yeah,
fourth
Raph. Yeah,
wall.
not Mikey.
Raph broke that 3 times.
Yeah.
Hun was
but-
so confused.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that. This movie, I think, it works as a fun little movie, but I can't rank it any higher because it's just not a real movie. Like, if this was live action and they went for it, like, really high budget, I'd be all over this. But yeah, fun movie. Definitely give it a watch. All my 5s and up are a movie that I recommend, so yeah. Number 4 is the one that I think I actually wanted to rank below TMNT, but I let him have this one, so you go ahead and talk about number 4,
So,
TMNT.
TMNT was, I forgot what I listed it on mine.
You listed it as your number 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you listed it as your number 2, which is too high of a bargain.
I'm
for
sorry,
me.
but it was just one of my favorite ones of all time.
Yeah,
Because I like the character designs of them and the animation.
it's good.
See, we were also talking about this, and we said how the stone guy. We were thinking about this as, wait, how come this person couldn't be Shredder in that movie?
Yeah,
But then we learned that Karai and the Foot Clan are helping them. So one question: where's Shredder at?
okay. I don't know what he's
I really
saying.
don't. I really
He doesn't know how to talk about this stuff, but look, he does bring up some good points. Like, this movie is too short for me. Actually, let's start off with some of the good. This movie feels great. It feels like it's still set in the 90s while being its own thing. It has the characters voiced great. Chris Evans voices Casey in this, if you don't know who he is. Captain America.
Oh.
Sarah Michelle Gellar. You don't know her.
Do you even know what movie she plays in?
Velma from Scooby-Doo. The live-action movie.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, anyways, great voice casting, great design. It looks and feels great. You know, and the story and the emotions in this one are just some of the best. Like, the Raph and Leo fight throughout this entire movie is just great. The monster and creature designs of what little you do get from them is great. It also brings in a new story, which is kind of great and interesting, as we're just not battling the Shredder again.
Yeah.
And we're doing the same stuff over and over. But that's kind of a problem for me with this movie, is that it doesn't do that much. Like, remember I told you about this? The fight scene where, like, the Foot Clan are surrounding Winters Corp, played by... And the Winters guy is a man who did something wrong and is immortal now because of that. By unleashing these monsters upon the earth, his generals were turned to stone.
That's what I was talking about. What we said would have been the Shredder.
Yeah, I know. And a lot of them, they look cool and they're amazing, but they do nothing in this film. Like the last minute of action in it is just so cut away. And it's like you barely get to see anything. And like there's so many of these lead ups and moments of like Leo, he pulls together all these old knives and weapons. You don't get to see him use a single one of those against the bad guy he was fighting, you know?
What was the point of having them?
Just to do a cool scene that you thought would look cool, but then have no payoff to it, you know?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, and then Raph over there was knocked out for how long of the movie?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Raph was knocked out because of how that one woman put those ninja stars in his shell.
No, that's not what knocked him out. It was the tranquilizer dart that knocked him out. No, anyways, that doesn't matter. He was only knocked out for like a cutscene. Literally, it was a cutscene and he was awake again. But I mean, some good acting, some good drama, a lot of good things that you like in the Ninja Turtle franchise. But once again, a problem with this movie that I have with a lot of movies, it sweeps through it like nothing. You know, it rushes through everything. The action is not good. You don't even get to see the bad guys catch all the monsters. Yeah, they catch all the monsters, but you just get to see them montaging through it, and it's so stupid and boring to do that way. And it's sad that this was meant to start, a trilogy, you know? Yeah.
To which movie? I know it was on.
To a trilogy to 2 more sequels, duh. But, you know, with Shredder returning, you know? Yeah, but the villains, they're not cool or interesting. There's nothing different about them. Like the main general, Akia. There's nothing different from him just being Shredder. Honestly, I guess a good thing we could say about this movie is that Splinter's awesome, like always. You know, it's just a fun time to be around. But yeah, you know, definitely give this movie a watch. We like it. If you're in for just the emotional stuff, good. Definitely a Turtles fan type of movie. Not really for general audiences, I guess, or else you'll be bored. Mikey has a cool skateboarding scene, right? Yeah. They do a lot of cool stuff like that, you know. They try to tell a new story, but it just falls back on repeating a lot of the same old Ninja Turtles stuff. So yeah. Number 3. We really liked this one. Out of the Shadows.
Yes, that one was one of our favorites.
The problem with this movie is, well, I think we'll talk about the good, is like it is still a sequel to the reboot. But this one to me tries to bank on nostalgia a lot. It brings in Bebop and Rocksteady. Shredder looks like Shredder. Baxter Stockman, Krang. And it's got all this cool stuff going on with like the techno drone and stuff, and and they even bring in some. April's not really a defined character in this one, which I kind of don't really like. In that moment where she has the sexy walk and stuff,
hey,
I hate that.
Casey comes in finally.
Yeah, Casey comes in this one, and
does a really good job though.
I hate
But
Casey.
a terrible job though. Does a good and terrible job.
Look, the actor playing him is a disappointment because the actor Stephen Amell plays Green Arrow, and that's such a good role that he plays, and he does it so dark and brooding, and yet at the same time also so uplifting too. And he could have just done the same thing here, but no, plays a really cool, upbeat character who loves the law and stuff. And I mean, that's not Casey Jones. Baxter Stockman, he's Tyler Perry. So whatever you want to
go
give.
with this.
What?
We'll just go
I'll
with
do this. I'll do this. You do this. That's what Tyler Perry is. He's a double thumbs up down. I mean, he plays the character perfectly. I mean, I love him as Baxter Stockman, but then he laughs, and then I'm taken out of the movie. Also, the camera guy's in this one. Kind of stupid, because he's given so much screen time in this movie, you know? Like, that scene where he's trying to find how to get the video and stuff, he's given screen time for that. It's so stupid. Splinter in this one is awesome. There's some emotional stuff going on with like the turtles wanting to be human, and the new purple ooze gives them a chance to be that, and that's a really good, powerful thing. But the movie shoots it wrong,
Leo.
in my opinion, because imagine that Teenage Mutant Human. Wait, no. Ninja. Teenage Mutant Ninja Humans. I mean, like, honestly...
Where would the mutants go then? Wouldn't the mutants be gone?
No. They'll still be mutants because they're still evolved and still can do things that humans can't do.
Yeah.
But, like, it's stupid to me because, like, they have a chance to do it and they don't do it. Raph pretty much decides for them after Leo decided for them. You know, there's a lot of great action in this one too that I think is better than in the original.
I forget
but there's
I
think that was in the first one.
Oh, but that was actually a good scene.
And that was a good scene, yeah. But like we said with the 2014 movie, good action. This movie does a lot of things right, but unlike the first movie, which I think had a very good structured story, this one falls apart at everything it tries to bring to the table, you know? And that's just kind of sad, because this movie could have definitely been the best. There's a lot of great lines where, like, when they're fighting Krang and they all come in and they say, "No one messes with Mikey," you know? And it's a lot of great things in this one. They do a lot of great things. They bring in the garbage truck, and I mean, yeah, it's definitely fan service, but I think if it would have been rewritten and given time to actually make the movie good, it could have been good towards everyone.
But that garbage truck was so far one of the best ones I've seen out of all the series, in my opinion.
What happened to the original vehicle at the end of the first one, am I right? Yeah. You know.
The number...
I will say that Mikey, whoever his voice actor is and character actor is, does a perfect job at just making me feel for the character. Like, yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Bebop and Rocksteady. We didn't even talk about them.
Oh, yeah.
We love them. Seamus and Michael Anthony Gilwers, or whatever his name is, I can't remember it. Y'all can tell me in the comments. They play it perfect. I mean, there's just so much this movie offers, and they just shoot through it. I don't even know what happened to Shredder at the end of this movie. He's frozen in Technodrome, and then he's gone. There was never another sequel after this one. At least not yet. Or who knows.
Only if...
It's a movie that really screwed itself over, even though they could have done it great. Yeah. But...
It was funny.
Yeah, that was fun. On to our number 2. Number 2 is a number 2. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 and the Secret of the Ooze.
I ranked this one...
Go ninja, go! Ah, I made another funny! That was pretty good, wasn't it? I think that's pretty good. Yeah, and what can we say about this movie? This is childhood nostalgia all the way. This movie is bad. This movie's bad. Admit it, it's bad.
But it was actually pretty good.
But it's so good because this is the one where they don't use their weapons. They fight stupid and creatively.
He uses a yo-yo.
They use a yo-yo as
and they did use the meat sticks from one place.
Even though he could have just used the nunchucks, because like that would have been scarier. they get trapped. We get the Bebop and Rocksteady ripoffs. You know, Razar and Trauka. I think I'm saying it right.
Snapping turtle and what other animal?
A fox.
A what?
It was a fox.
Was that a fox?
No, it was a wolf. My bad. Yeah, it was a wolf.
Saying, how's that a fox? It looks nothing like a fox.
But I mean, you know, and they actually evolved the movie forward actually with this one. Even though it's stupid and cumbersome, and they do a lot of stupid stuff. Like everyone kind of just stands around while one Foot Clan member fights one of the turtles. Casey isn't in this one, which is kind of stupid to me. April is played by a new actor, which to me doesn't feel right. She's the worst April.
One question.
What?
Wait, what was that one part? Oh wait, never mind. That was
Kyo. That character, he's kind of fun and interesting, I guess. He helps them, and then he's gone, and then he comes back to help them, and then he's gone. Super Shredder at the end of this is awesome. I like Shredder in this one. He's still not defined as a character like in the first movie or in any of the movies. But he's fun.
Well,
he's fun.
The
doctor scientist guy is great. Donnie in this one is actually a developed character and not just Mikey. They're all developed characters in this one, really, and that's kind of what makes it better than the first one. Because would you have this one ranked as? Number one. Yeah, you had this ranked as number one. Plus, the Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Rap, Ninja, Rap. It's fun. Like, this is the guilty pleasure of all of them because parents of the first movie were like, that's too violent, you have to cut it back, you know?
Yeah.
They had like a whole PTSA membership thing, and it was like, whew.
Hey, you're about to get shell shocked.
Yeah, you know, and once again, Shredder is destroyed very stupid in this movie. First one, garbage truck. Is in, garbage truck. Second movie, get this,
wood.
Dies by wood.
Would you ever suspect
Was it toxic wood? Just wood. Well, was it just wood? Because he killed himself pretty much by trying to kill the turtles because they were in a dock area out on the water, and just, I don't know. That ending to me was kind of stupid. It kind of felt like they ran out of their budget, so like, hey, let's just destroy stuff. Like, the movie with this movie to me, not good action, evolves the story, not really that much emotion either, but like Donnie, I think, gets a lot of character development in this movie, really. The other characters don't, but they're well defined. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. What can we say, you know? Like, you have to watch it, go into it, and be like, huh, you know? But, on to our number one.
Which is number one.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1990. This movie, it's not even a good movie. Like the last movies, this movie, I think a problem with it, very low budget. Right out of the gate, very low budget. It's very
Donatello, part Mikey.
Yeah, none of the characters are really well defined at all, and it's kind of sad because they got the voice actor, they got Corey Feldman to do his voice. But, you know, the effects in this one are the best in my opinion. Right? You know, they're done by Jim Henson before he died, and it's perfect. I love it.
And then
the action in this one isn't like an action blockbuster because it's just a bunch of guys in suits doing ninjutsu. But, you know, they're using their real weapons, and it feels real, and when they're fighting against the Foot Clan, it feels like, you know, it feels real. If you really want that real factor, it feels real.
Casey comes in this movie.
Casey's in this movie.
Fights
it's the
Raph.
best one it's ever been. That fight with Raph, I love it, you know?
Straight off the bat.
Yeah, just straight off the bat. Straight off the bat, you know, just is a cricket bat.
Nobody even understands that.
People know what cricket is, okay? If you don't know what cricket is, you're an idiot. But, you know, Casey's well defined in this one. April's good in this one. She looks like the character. She acts like the character.
She finds a sign.
And, you know,
a lot.
Shredder in this one, kind of stupid. I mean, he is in all of them, and he's not really voiced right to me, in my opinion. He's not really acted right either. He's menacing, but he's not really, like, there's no real good backstory to him. And we do get his backstory, and also that's another thing. How can a rat learn ninjutsu from watching a human? It makes no sense to me. Make Splinter a human.
Oh, also this one scene, we were also talking about it, where Casey just beats one guy and everybody else is just watching there.
Yeah.
And then all of them don't attack him after Casey defeats
And that's
the
apparently
mentor.
meant to be a turning point for these little teenagers of like, man, we've been doing a lot of bad. It's time we go to the cops and change everything. I will point out that the character that does tell the cops what's all been going on and where he should check out the warehouse is played by Sam Rockwell. And if you search him up, you know who he is. Or if you just like Galaxy Quest. But...
I've seen the movie, but okay.
But what can we say about this movie? We love it. It's well defined. You don't love it. I think he had it ranked at his last.
Let me check.
Yeah, you had it ranked.
No, I had it ranked 3rd.
Okay, well, you had it ranked very low in my opinion. And you only did that just to please me, I think.
Nah, I actually really liked it though.
Yeah, there you go. But, you know, what can we say? The fight on the rooftop is awesome. The fights in between the middle and at the end is awesome. The introductions of the character is awesome. This movie just about nails everything right, but just like every other movie, they fast forward through it. Like, the Ninja Turtles get introduced. They fight the Foot. They run away from the Foot. They're in the cabin. They go back to New York. They fight the Foot again. It's the end of the movie.
And guess what?
What in the world?
Guess what? Cowabunga!
I've always preferred Cowabunga. Haha! I made it funny! I am going to try out for the voice of Shredder, for the voice of Splinter. I don't care what you people say. But I think that's about it, you know. I think that's all we really have to say, you know. This movie just about hits the mark, but just doesn't, you know. But that's our number one. Like, comment, and subscribe if you liked our videos.
Yeah.
I'm always happy to hear from new people about this. I'm only having one guy who is actually responding to my comments, and we're talking back and forth about things. Make sure to stay tuned because I will be talking. Something Throne, E-Block, Throne. I don't know how to pronounce the first part of it, but he's a cool guy. I'll try to put a link in the description for him. Go follow him. He's gonna be doing a ranking of the Transformer movies, not a ranking of Ninja Turtle movies, but you know.
Wait, you already did Transformers.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And you can go watch that video.
Last night.
But like, comment, and subscribe, and if you like more brother reactions or rankings and stuff, I don't know.
Yeah, well, just tell us, and then
just tell us, and we'll make more. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Turtle out. Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to check out my other ones. I'll see you in the next video.